The 24 minutes past 8 here on Kingfisher FM on a beautiful Wednesday. This is the Green Hour. I'm Gareth and I've got Mr. Andre Stemmer joining me from Microcare Solar. Good morning, young man. Are you well?
Hi there, I'm good, thanks. And yourself?
Very good, yeah. Thanks for your time. Microcare, obviously, we've been hearing a lot about Microcare on Kingfisher FM, and we finally got someone joining us live in studio. Can you tell us a bit about Microcare and also about this product today, the geyser controller, something a little bit different in the market?
Okay, Microcare is a solar manufacturing company. We're the only one in Africa that makes the products we make.
Yes.
And during this time, we would be happy to help you all overcome load shedding and any other renewable energy problems.
Yeah, well, stage 4 just announced, so nice fitting chat about it. Look, we want to talk about a solar geyser. Can you explain to us, I mean, we've seen a lot of solar geysers around, all sorts of areas. What's different about this solar geyser? How does it work?
Sure, so firstly, to put it simply, it's a device that takes the energy generated by the sun, which is both clean and free, and heats your water.
Yeah.
What makes it unique from the other products is it has a 99% efficiency rating.
99.
So what does that mean?
Yeah.
Well, it means that if the sun's producing 100 watts of power, the geyser controller would be able to extract 99, giving it the highest efficiency rating on the market.
Sure.
It is also
the
only product where the installation requires no alteration or modification to your existing geyser, which means no leaky pipes or water-related damages. Just simply plug and play.
Plug and play. Okay, so let's see if we can understand this. So most solar geysers, if I remember, and a lot of us have got them, and I think it was a requirement, in fact, by our municipality. We had to plumb the water onto the roof. It's like leaving a hose pipe on the grass, So, if you leave the hose pipe in the grass and you switch a tap on, how's this water so warm? It's like that kind of thing, plumbing up onto the roof. So this one is not plumbing onto the roof. You said no plumbing.
No plumbing.
So how are you heating the water?
So we have a smart controller where you insert call it a thermometer, if you will.
Yes.
That can determine the temperature, and based on that, tell you how hot, or you actually are able to tell the geyser how hot it should be and when it should be that temperature, just by using the energy generated by the sun.
Okay, so it's direct sunshine that's heating my element, or the hot water.
Correct.
So now while we are on the radio and at work, the sun is doing all the hard work and heating it up.
Yes.
Okay.
Essentially for free.
Well, there's a cost, obviously, for this equipment. How does it sort of rate with other equipment out there? Is it really that good?
So, in my opinion, it is.
Yes.
And another point that I would like to address is that if you do any alterations to your geyser, then you do lose your guarantee. But since we don't add all this piping and other mumbo jumbo, we don't lose your guarantee.
So essentially you're not touching the water. And I'm sure that there's lots of rules about hot water these days and touching the water. So you're actually avoiding all of that. You're just providing an alternative supply of energy.
Correct.
To your geyser. Okay. And you mentioned 99% efficient, so it sounds quite impressive. So essentially it must be work pretty well. What kind of savings am I expecting here from this kind of solar geyser?
So approximately 20 to 30 Rand per day. However, this depends very much on how much water you use in a given day, how big your geyser is, how often your family may or may not shower, and on the season. But that's an approximate ballpark figure.
Okay, well, I've got a family of 5, so I can see easily 20 Rand a day. 20 times 30 days, that's 600 Rand a month. That's quite significant savings, This thing sounds quite expensive then, if it's giving me that kind of return.
The savings are better, I guess, than what someone could imagine.
Yes.
It's also not something someone may generally think of. The sun's there, but we don't think of harnessing its full power.
Yes.
And it has a lot of power to give to us. Anyway, back to what it would cost. Each house is unique.
Yeah.
So again, ballpark figures about 15,000 Rand, including installation, which based on the 20 to 30 Rand gives you about a 2 to 2.5 year payback. And everything else after that is pure saving.
That's quite significant number. And sort of lifespan, what are you expecting? I suppose these are normal solar panels, so you have their sort of warranty.
Which is 20
years. And the controller, well, you're local, yeah, so you guys can fix it.
I mean, if anything goes wrong, we can fix it.
Yeah.
We also built it so we know what goes,
Yes.
you know what could go wrong, so we can help out if any problems occur.
Yeah, and one of the things I noticed looking at some of the marketing material is that you actually, I can use my phone to switch it on and off, or read the temperature. Is that right?
Correct. So we have an interactive web app, and on the web app there's a variety of functionality that you can manipulate, and also it gives you an overall view of what's actually happening to your geyser. So what the temperature is right now, what the rate at which it's increasing, able to set timers, and then a really nice thing from an installer's point of view is if there's a problem, sometimes when you look at hardware, it may be difficult to diagnose what is actually wrong. So the app will tell you what is wrong, which I feel is a nice feature. Okay,
so you're basically fully in control. Although the sun's doing all the hard work, you're sort of in touch with it. It's not like it's just out there. I mean, there will be some people who won't want to, as long as I've got hot water, I'm happy.
Correct.
But I think at the end of the month, if I can see the savings, I'll be even happier.
Yes.
And that's what this is going to show me.
So the app also shows you your cumulative savings from when the geyser controller starts, which is quite cool. So you can see, does this product really work for me, or does it not?
Yeah, I can show off at the bra. You see, and I can tell everyone about it. Okay.
And that's the guy on Microcare at the radio telling me the truth.
Yeah, exactly.
You're going to have to find out.
Okay, so I'm assuming this is not something I'm going to get at my local hardware store. It sounds like a specialized product. So, I mean, does it require a specialized person to install it? And how do I find out who can do it?
Official or certified Microcare installer can install the product for you, and to get hold of them you could either visit Microcare's website, which is www.microcare, but Gareth informed me that he'll give you the details.
I've got all the details here of the website. So it's microcare.co.za, but your factory's here in the Bay, in fact, eh?
Correct.
Okay, so which is quite unusual. I mean, most of these things we buy from a warehouse and we have no idea where they come from, so we've got the inventors of it right here on our doorstep. So you could literally go there. Where are the premises?
It's in North End, Swartkop Street.
Right here. It's down the road, eh?
Correct.
Okay, I've got the details here. So the contact number is 041 453 5761. 041 453 5761. I'm assuming that you guys are not installing it. You're going to get someone else to contact.
No, certified installer.
A certified installer to come and do it. Yeah.
Correct.
And an idea of how long it would take. Let's say I'm interested, or the old solar geyser I had has popped, or I need to start saving energy. I mean, how long would something like this take to install?
It is plug and play, like we said. So I guess it depends how quick the installer would work, but it's not a long period of time.
Yeah. So in a day.
In a day.
In a day. All right. Okay.
Hours.
Okay, so significant savings. I mean, we're talking about 15-20 rand a day savings. I mean, that is significant. You're not going to get much else in this world. Does it need Eskom to be working for me to heat the water? Because that's a big thing now. Eh? Now I've got stage 4 load shedding. Now, oh great! Now I've invested all this money. I've got a solar geyser. I go home and I've got no hot water, because a lot of these solar geysers, I've had one like this, where when Eskom's not working, when there's no grid, I've got no hot water. So how does this work? Does it work the same?
Fortunately, we get to use, or rather harness, the energy from the sun. So we don't need Eskom, we just need the sun, which is most of the time readily available.
Okay. So you don't need the grid. You could do this, you're basically like off-grid almost. Essentially, okay. And a question coming in from a listener here saying, what on the rainy days? What happens on the rainy days when I don't get, enough hot water? Because that's going to happen, surely.
Sure. So if your geyser is insulated, and this does depend on for what period of time it was rainy, but your geyser takes the solar panels take the potential difference. So when people think it's just about a hot day, that's not entirely correct. It's about the potential difference of your panels. So it doesn't have to be a beaming hot day. It can even be an overcast day, and it will still heat your geyser.
Serious. So like a day like yesterday, it rained in the morning, I'd come home and I'd still have hot water.
If it rained the entire day and there were there was no sunlight whatsoever.
Okay. Let's go to a worst case scenario. I think that's what the listener's asking here is, let's say I've got 3 days of no sun. Let's just say it was overcast or, I mean, now off grid, now I don't have the sun coming. I mean, so how am I going to heat my water now? You mentioned off grid, so I don't have the grid.
No. Well, what you can do, which is really cool about the controller, is it has a toggle between AC and PV. So if the sun can do nothing for you for 3 days, then you can switch it to ESCOM, or you can set a timer for a short period of time to help yourself out.
Okay, so you're actually using the grid as your backup here.
You can use the grid as your backup. So instead of relying on the grid for the whole day, you can rely on the grid for 1 hour to heat your water, to have a quick shower, and then go straight back to PV.
Okay, so the best of solar basically, and even on load shedding days, I've got the best of solar. Even sounds like on a bad day, I've still got the best of solar, and yet I still have the grid as backup.
We think so, yes.
Yeah, we think so, yeah. Okay, awesome. So there we go, guys. A locally manufactured solution made right here in Nelson Mandela Bay. Guaranteed savings. Probably could reduce your geyser spend, the money you spend on hot water, probably by almost 100%. I mean, that's the potential, yeah. Okay, so Microcare right here in the Bay. Contact the guys, microcare.co.za, or call them on 041 453 5761. And Andre, thanks for your time. Appreciate it. Come back soon.